When Monique Williams, a successful black entrepreneur, was denied a loan because of blatant bias, she had a choice: walk away or take on the system. Her decision to rewrite the rules and soon become a co-owner of the very bank stunned everyone, especially the one who thought she didn't belong. What she did next shocked even the most seasoned. But let's start from the beginning. In the sleek, brightly lit office of a well-known bank on Main Street, Monique Williams sits across from a loan officer, her back straight, exuding quiet confidence. Monique, a successful black entrepreneur in her early 40s with smooth jet black hair pulled back into a polished updo, wears a tailored navy blue business suit that reflects her professionalism and success. Her gaze is steady and composed as she hands over her business documents, detailing her vision for expanding her eco-friendly, innovative product company, a venture she's built from the ground up with relentless dedication. The loan officer, a middle-aged man with a cold, calculating look and a hint of a dismissive smirk, barely glances at Monique's documents. He skims over her financial statements and market research, his eyes filled with skepticism. After what feels like a painfully long silence, he looks up, his expression flat and almost patronizing. "I'm sorry, Ms. Williams," he says with a thin smile, his tone dripping with condescension, "but we'll have to deny this request. Frankly, I just don't see enough merit to invest in a business like yours." The rejection hits Monique hard, but she keeps her face composed, though her heart is pounding. She takes a deep breath and calmly explains her plans to increase her production line, highlighting the impressive growth trajectory of her company and the sustainability initiatives that have made her products popular among conscious consumers. But as she speaks, she can see that his mind is already made up. He's only half listening, eyes drifting dismissively over her polished appearance, almost as if he doubts she's the real deal. Monique feels a burning anger mixed with the sting of humiliation as she realizes the man across from her doesn't respect her achievements or take her seriously. This isn't just a professional setback. It feels personal, a stark reminder of how her accomplishments are often dismissed or undervalued. But she doesn't react, not yet. Instead, she offers a polite nod, calmly gathering her documents, her resolve hardening as she walks out of the bank. As she steps into the bustling street outside, the weight of the rejection settles in. She knows she could have let this slide, accepted the bank's decision, but something in her refuses to let this go. Back in her cozy, modern office, overlooking the city skyline, Monique Williams sits in silence, her gaze unfocused as she replays the humiliating experience at the bank. A wave of frustration and bitterness washes over her. This isn't the first time she's encountered such condescension. She's a strong, capable woman who has built a thriving business from scratch, yet doors seem to close simply because of others' prejudices. Doubts creep in, mingling with the raw sting of indignation. Around her, her loyal team works quietly, but with focus, each of them inspired by Monique's unwavering drive. Jason, her head of marketing, a sharp-minded young man in his 30s, senses her inner turmoil. He approaches her desk, offering a supportive look. "You know, Monique," he says gently, "you're not the only one who's gone through this. It's something a lot of people face, especially people like us trying to break barriers." His words ignite something deep within her. Monique straightens, her frustration transforming into fierce determination. She realizes she won't let this setback, or anyone's limited view, dictate her future. Refusing to slow down, she starts brainstorming alternative strategies to secure funding for her expansion. Her vision sharpens, her ambition now twofold, not only to propel her company forward, but to prove unequivocally that she belongs in every boardroom and business opportunity she pursues. Monique calls a meeting with her team, sharing her plan to pursue investors who believe in her mission. She lays out a bold idea that's been forming in her mind: to secure backing for acquiring the very bank that denied her. Her team listens, a mix of surprise and admiration in their faces. Her once quiet resolve now blazes as she decides to channel every ounce of anger, every slight she's faced, into an unstoppable force of progress and ambition. Weeks later, Monique finds herself in a conference room, sitting across from a group of investors and close allies who admire her achievements and want to help bring her ambitious plans to life. She's dressed in a sleek gray suit, every bit the poised and confident leader. She presents her strategy, her voice steady but passionate, as she outlines her company's potential and the opportunities on the horizon. She didn't expect such immediate interest, but the room fills with nods of approval and words of encouragement. To her surprise, these influential partners express an unwavering willingness to back her vision. The support feels solid, genuine, and the sense of validation she gains from it reaffirms her belief in herself and her mission. This investment allows her not only to move forward with the company expansion, but also to set her sights on something even bolder, buying a stake in the very bank that had turned her down. The following weeks are packed with meetings and negotiations, each one an opportunity for Monique to demonstrate her sharp insight and strategic mind. With her loyal team by her side, she addresses every hurdle, tackling each question and concern with determination. The process is demanding, with long days and endless details to manage, but Monique is fueled by the support she's garnered and her growing sense of purpose. She feels a steady confidence building within her, a reminder that her journey is one not only of personal growth, but of proving to herself and everyone else that she's unstoppable. On the day the bank acquisition finalizes, Monique returns to the very branch that had denied her loan, her posture tall and unshaken. She is accompanied by her legal team and a group of supportive investors, all dressed in business attire that reflects their purpose and authority. As she steps through the doors, the familiar scent of the bank's polished interiors fills the air, and she feels a quiet, powerful satisfaction. Just then, the same loan officer who dismissed her weeks ago approaches, his expression shifting from indifference to a mixture of surprise and concern. His once confident demeanor falters as he takes in the gravity of her presence and the team around her. Monique, elegantly dressed in a deep blue blazer that highlights her status, meets his gaze with a calm confidence that leaves no room for doubt about her position. Monique proceeds to a meeting room where the bank's senior management awaits her. She introduces herself formally, clearly stating her new role as a principal shareholder in the institution. Her voice is steady and measured, carrying a tone of authority that commands the attention of everyone present. The loan officer lingers nearby, his face reflecting a growing realization of the shift in power. As the meeting concludes, Monique stands and delivers a brief but impactful message to the room. Supporting small businesses and showing respect to all clients, regardless of background, should be at the core of any institution's values, she says, her voice carrying a resonance that leaves her audience thoughtful. She glances briefly at the loan officer, who now seems smaller in his chair, his gaze fixed downward as he listens to her words. In that moment, he grasps the true impact of his earlier dismissal and realizes he's in the presence of a woman who didn't just overcome obstacles. She redefined the playing field. Monique leaves the bank knowing she's made her mark, not only as a successful entrepreneur, but as a force for change. Monique's story spreads quickly, capturing attention far beyond her industry. Media outlets highlight her journey from being denied a loan to owning a significant share in the very bank that turned her away. Her success story resonates with entrepreneurs everywhere, especially those who have faced bias and barriers. It becomes clear to the public that Monique's triumph is not just personal. It's a broader victory for fairness and opportunity. In response to the public's reaction, the bank implements new policies focused on improving service and support for clients from diverse backgrounds. They introduce training programs designed to raise awareness of unconscious bias, aiming to foster a culture of respect and inclusion. The former loan officer watches these changes unfold, realizing that Monique's determination has transformed the institution's core values. Monique herself is approached by aspiring entrepreneurs seeking guidance and inspiration. Her story is now a beacon of resilience, reminding them that facing adversity can lead to profound impact. She leverages her influence, working with community organizations and business networks to advocate for equitable access to resources. Her journey becomes a powerful reminder that challenging the system can create lasting change. Monique's legacy grows as one that inspires individuals to pursue their dreams relentlessly and challenge any barriers in their path. demonstrating that victory against prejudice can pave the way for a more just and inclusive future.